Have you ever noticed that when you start thinking about something, it suddenly begins appearing all around you? You wonder about moving abroad, and people you meet are talking about it. You look into a specific type of therapy, and your favorite podcast mentions it the next day. Feels like a sign. Literally, just a message from the universe. And maybe it is. I'm actually a big believer that it is the universe talking to us this way. But how? How does it do it? Here we come to a more scientific explanation of a divine intervention. What's happening inside your own brain, a tiny, powerful system quietly shapes your experience of reality. It is called the Reticular Activating System, RAS for short. And in this video, I want to explain it to you very simply how it works. We'll talk about what the RAS is and what it does, which role is RAS playing in shaping our own reality, good or bad, why you keep noticing what you focus on, how vision boards and manifestation tap into this filter, and how not to fail into bypassing your inner healing work. And in the end, I'll share something that's deeply personal to me, the role of community in all of this. Hi, my name is Lesun-Meregalli. I am a professional fashion model who transitioned into working in the sustainability. I became the advocate for eco-consciousness, and also I study psychology, and I love sharing all my finds here with you in this YouTube channel. If you like the topics or if you find it interesting, please subscribe over here. The reticular activating system lives in your brainstem. Think of it as a filter between your inner world and the outer world. Every moment, you're taking in thousands of bits of information, colors, sounds, movements, smells, emotional cues, subtle sensations. If your brain tried to process all of that consciously, it would be total chaos. So the RAS steps in and it decides what to bring forward into your awareness and what to leave out. And how does it make that decision? By watching what you focus on, by listening to the thoughts you concentrate on, your emotional reactions, and your repeated patterns. It's like a personal assistant keeping track. Okay, she keeps thinking about this. Let me make sure she sees more of it. Even though you are not your thoughts, you're the awareness behind them. Your brain still responds to what gets repeated. So if you're constantly thinking, I'm not good enough, or there is never enough time, or people don't really see me, etc., then your RAS will filter your world to find evidence for those beliefs. You'll start to notice the looks, the rejections, the silence, not because the world is punishing you, but because your brain is being efficient and it's doing its job. It thinks, this must be important. Let me highlight anything that confirms it. So that's it. I'm doing the job. The same is true when you begin to feed yourself new truths. Even something as gentle as I am learning or I am allowed to take up space. Good things happen to me too. Over time, your RAS will begin to look for those patterns. You'll catch the compliment, the open door, the unexpected synchronicity, and you'll be so happy. It's not magic, or it is. It's focus and emotional energy. It's the way your brain filters your life through what it believes matters most. So, where do things like vision boards and manifestation practices come in? Well, vision boards speak the language of the RAS. When you visualize something clearly and emotionally, your brain begins to tag it as important. And the RAS starts doing what it does the best, filtering your world to match that focus. It might look like being in the right place at the right time, noticing the article, the job, the person that supports your next step, feeling drawn to something without knowing why, because your brain has already flagged it. Sometimes maybe even seeing numbers. But here is something I really want to name and talk about. Vision boards don't work if you're secretly afraid of the thing you're asking for. If your body still holds beliefs like I'm not safe, or success will make people leave me, or that love ends in pain, then your RAS may actually filter those desires out because they feel threatening to your system. It can be. If we use vision boards, affirmations, or spiritual practices to escape our pain, to avoid the grief or shadow or old stories, then yes, manifestation becomes bypassing. But when you pair manifestation with deep healing, when you tend to your nervous system, when you meet the parts of you that are scared or shamed or tired, when you bring compassion to the child inside who learned to protect oneself at all costs, something shifts. You're no longer layering shiny images over old wounds. You're actually changing the foundation. And from that grounded place, your desires don't just feel dreamy, they feel safe. Your RAS begins to reflect your healed self, not just your survival patterns. Let's review what we've explored. Your reticular activating system is a filter in your brainstem. It decides what you notice based on focus, repetition, and emotion. What you think, say, and feel trains your brain to look for more of that. Vision boards and manifestation work because they help you consciously direct your filter, but they are only effective when they are paired with nervous system regulation and inner healing. You don't have to be perfect, just honest with yourself. And the magic happens when you're willing to sit with what's real and dream of what's possible. One last piece I want to offer, maybe the most important. We live in a world where so many people feel alone, and even when we are surrounded by others, there's often a deep ache to be seen, to be heard, and felt. And healing wasn't meant to happen in isolation. That's what I believe in. And neither was transformation. So when we gather in safe, intentional spaces where we are invited to be real, messy, radiant, curious, we remember who we are and we regulate together and we rise together. That's why I created the Koshinoma community, a sacred space for women on the path of healing, embodiment, and purpose. Besides that, every week I host open online gatherings for everyone where we breathe, reflect, and root back into what matters most. If you feel the pull, if something in you says yes, the links are in the description. Thank you so much for being with me in this conversation. And if you found something valuable here, I'd love to hear it in the comments. So please comment, and your like is helpful as well so more people can see these videos. And I hope wherever you are, you know that your awareness is powerful, your attention is sacred, and your healing is already unfolding and you are already whole. So until next time.